You know something? Today I want to share with you a very delicious Rompope Atole or Eggnog Atole. This is a very traditional atole that we make during the winter time. And of course, it's already cold. The mornings are very freezing, and why not make an atole at home? This, you could really add anything to it. You know how much sugar you're adding to it. And of course, it's delicious. But first things first, my apron is on, my hands are clean, and I am ready to show you my ingredients. My ingredients. I have cornstarch, sugar, granulated sugar, vanilla made at home that you already have my recipe on my channel, Rompope. This is the Rompope. There are many brands, but this is the brand I use here at home. If you don't want to use Rompope, you could use Eggnog. You could replace it with Eggnog. I have 1 stick of cinnamon, water, milk, and this is everything we need to make this delicious Rompope Atole. Give it a try. I know that once you try it, you are going to love this atole. So let's get started and let's prepare it at home and enjoy it with our families. I am going to start with my pan, and I'm adding just some water, and I'm adding just a little bit of water. I'm going to go ahead and start pulling apart my cinnamon stick. We want to pull it apart, making sure that the cinnamon stick really releases the delicious flavor. That's why we are pulling it apart. We're going to cook it under very low heat until the water starts changing color. I'm gonna continue preparing my cornstarch. I'm adding my cornstarch here to my little plate, and I'm just going to add just enough water to mix it completely, making sure that there is no lumps on my cornstarch. We're just gonna mix it just for a little bit until the water turns just like milk, and it's really soft and clear, just like this. Look at this. There's no clumps of the cornstarch, and it has incorporated completely into the water. And this is exactly how it should be looking. Okay, after you mix this, let's go to the stove and let's see how the water is doing. We want to make sure that the water has been cooking in low heat, just like this, in really low heat, so the cinnamon releases all the delicious flavor. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes when you start looking at the water and the water starts changing color to a really light brown. When it turns this color, that's when you know that it's time to remove the cinnamon sticks. Why? Because the cinnamon sticks already released all the delicious flavor. We don't need the cinnamon sticks anymore. So I'm gonna go ahead and just remove them, take them away, because we don't need them anymore. Okay, now it's time to start adding my whole milk. You wanna go ahead and add your whole milk. Once you add it, let's just mix it around, making sure that we incorporate it completely. And we're gonna add our sugar. Remember, if you don't want to add sugar, you could add condensed milk or even stevia. You decide what you want to sweeten your atole. At this moment, I'm using a sugar because I don't want the condensed milk to change the flavor of the Rompope Atole. or the eggnog atole. And here it started already boiling off from the edges. Once it start boiling, now it's time to start adding our rompope. I'm going to add the rompope and I'm just going to be mixing it around until it's nice and incorporated. Please do not leave the pan because you want to be mixing so it doesn't start sticking on the bottom of the pan. You want to make sure that your atole doesn't burn from the bottom. I'm going to taste it. To my tasting, this is perfect. I don't need to add any more sugar. And now I am ready to add my cornstarch. When you add the cornstarch, it's going to start thickening your atole. Just make sure that you mix it and you mix it from the bottom so it doesn't start sticking or it doesn't become clumpy. This is a very important step. The atole takes about 15 minutes to finish completely from start to end. So right now I'm just gonna mix it around and let me show you how it looks, because once it starts getting nice and warm, nice and hot, it starts getting nice and thick. Remember, the more you cook it, the thicker it's going to become. I really like it just like this. I'm gonna let it simmer slowly in medium heat. After I've added everything, it's just gonna cook in medium heat. Okay, now is the time when I'm gonna go ahead and start adding my vanilla extract. The vanilla extract is very important because it's really going to bring up that delicious flavor of the rompope. Right now, I'm just gonna mix it around, incorporate completely the vanilla flavor. Everything is going to be nice and coated with the vanilla extract. Just make sure you do not leave your pan, and at all time be mixing it around. At this moment, it started boiling already right from the edges, and that's when you know that your atole is almost going to be done. I'm just gonna let it cook for just a little bit so it gets a really nice, a little thicker. Look at this. Like I said, you could still see a little pieces of cinnamon, but that's okay. You know that it's cinnamon, and right now it's already boiling. You want to make sure that you're there, or else it's going to make a mess on your stove, and that's exactly what you don't want. I'm just going to be mixing it, and I am so ready to bring my cup. And you know something? Start adding this delicious atole on my cup. The weather today is really nice and cold, and believe me, this atole is going to be just great. It's nice and thick, and you could even see how thick it is. Well, I have my cup here, and I'm ready to pour some delicious atole, rompope atole. I want to show you from close up so that you could see how thick and creamy this looks. Well, this is done. I am ready for the presentation, and I tell you the truth, I can't wait to taste it. It looks delicious and it smells amazing. Nice and thick, nice and smooth. My mouth is already watering. Okay, I am ready. I'll see you in a bit. completely done with this delicious Rompope Atole or Eggnog Atole. You know something, you could just drink it as it is or add some birote, some sweet bread, of course. Enjoy it with your family. I know that once you try it, you're really going to love it. And it's perfect for this cold weather. Let's see how this came out, because you know that this is the part I really love and enjoy, tasting my recipes. It's still really nice and hot, but I really want to taste it. Excuse me. The taste is delicious, and of course, you have control of how much sugar you want to add to these atoles. If you liked and loved my recipe, please, I invite you to subscribe, leave me a thumbs up, share my video on social media with your friends, with your relatives, so Cooking with Gloria keeps growing. Don't forget to push that notification bell, and if you did, leave it activated so every time I make a delicious recipe, yes, you are going to be notified. Before I say I see you soon, I wish you nothing but the best. Peace and love. And don't forget, I offer you a new recipe every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll stay with this delicious Rompope Atole. See you on my next delicious recipe. Bye-bye.